everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Gemma and I am here today to share with you a lovely Halloween project. This is something that I made last Halloween of October 2021 and I shared the project on my Cricut Design Space profile, and it has proven to be one of the most popular projects that I have saved on there. I didn't make a video at the time though, so I thought this year I'll make a video and I'll add another one of the items onto there so that we've got something new for this year. And what it is this is a cute little Halloween lollipop holder, and this is the one that we're going to be making in today's video. I'm going to show you how to make the whole thing, so how to slice out the centers, how to make the little additional bit on the bottom here so you can put your lollipop stick through there. So we're going to do that from scratch. And then the other two that are already on that particular project that's shared are the bat and the pumpkin, and these ones are actually already glued together, but it's still pretty easy to just open them up in the center like so, and you can just put your lollipop into there if you want to do that. So I'm going to show you today how to do these. Without any further ado, let's get started. One of my most popular projects that I've shared on my Cricut Design Space profile has been this one with the Halloween lollipop holders. As you can see, at the moment it's got a bat and a pumpkin in it. If you click on it, it's going to give you a bit of information about the project. Not very much though, to be honest. It just tells you what different images I've used on this project, and then you can customize it for yourself. So as you can see, 801 people have actually bookmarked this project, so I thought I would expand on it and do a little bit more today. So if you click on customize, it's going to pop that project onto the canvas for you, and I'm going to add a couple of new ones to it today, so I'm going to show you how to go about doing that. So we've got the bat and here is the pumpkin, and it's a really easy project to actually make yourself. So if you go over to images just on the left hand side here, what you're going to want to do is just type in Halloween, and you want the image that you use to be one layered, one solid image. So if we go to layers here and we just click on that plus sign there, we're going to change that to just be single, and then we're also going to go to operation type and we want to change that to cut only because we don't want any print then cut ones. So now it's just a case of having a quick look through and finding something that you like and something that's going to be suitable. So if you've got an idea in mind, then that is brilliant, but if not, just have a quick look through and see what you fancy. I've got an idea that I might fancy a spider for this one, and one of my favourite spiders is this one. I've used him recently to make some bunting. Let's add him to the canvas. There he is. He's so cute, isn't he? Right, so for this project what you're going to have to do is make a hole in the whatever picture it is you're using for your lollipop to sit in, and then you also need a hole in the bottom of the joining part for your lollipop stick to come through. So what I've got here is some of the holes that I have used previously. I'm not sure whether, yeah, so this one is the one that I've used for the lollipop, and then this one is the one that I've used for this, and I left these on the project purposefully so that we could reuse them again, and that if you wanted to make some more additional lollipop holders you'd be able to do that. So what we want to do is just shrink our size of our spider down, so he's roughly about the same size as that pumpkin and the bat, so we don't want it to be huge. So that one is about 8.5 centimeters in width from leg to leg. What you're going to do now is just duplicate him, and what we're going to do is just flip him vertically so that he is now a mirror image of that one there. Okay, and what we're going to do is just select both of those spiders, then we want to come up to a line and we want to align them to the left so that they are now exactly mirror imaging one another there. So if we were to fold this piece of card over on itself, it's going to be a perfect match for both sides. The next step then is to grab a shape, and we want to get a square. We need to unlock the padlock here up the top, so that allows us to manipulate the sizes on both sides. We can just make that as wide as we want it to be. And what we're going to do is pop that there, and we're going to just use this to see where we want it to be. I am going to actually just move that rectangle out of the way, and I'm going to just select both of my spiders, and I'm going to group them together just so that they stay in the same position there. What I want to do then is pop that onto there, and then I am going to select everything that's there, so the rectangle and both of my spiders, and then I'm going to again come up to a line, and I want to center that horizontally. This might not work because of the legs, so we'll see. No, it hasn't, so we're going to have to do it by eye, because it is centered horizontally, but it's not where we want it to be for the spider. So we want it to be about here. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so what we want to do now then is select everything again. If you're happy with the placement of your rectangle, select it all, and then just come down to the bottom here and click on weld. Weld is taking a long time. There we go. It's doing its thing. Okay, so there we have it. Let's just change that to black so that it matches the others. So the next step now is to grab one of our small circles. Firstly, if we just click on our spiders and we want to just click on arrange, and we want to do send to back, because for some reason once you've welded something it makes it come to the forefront of the canvas, and we don't want that. So let's grab one of our small circles. You might want to zoom in here so that you can see exactly what you're doing. And we want that to be in the centre there. I'm going to make that very slightly smaller for this one. And I'm just going to place it roughly where I think is the centre. That looks okay. Let's select all of those again. Now you'll notice that we've actually selected 2 layers, even though this was originally 3. Because we've welded it, it's made it into one full layer on its own, and you can see that on the layers panel on the right hand side. So we've got the spiders there is one layer, and then that little circle is another layer on its own. We can only slice if there are a maximum of 2 layers selected at any one time. If I were to, for instance, so I've got those 2 selected now, you can see slice is available. Oops, slice is available to be used at the bottom. If I were to say, for instance, select this circle as well, it's grayed out slice now, so that means I can't use the slice feature right now. But if I just get rid of that circle as a layer, so I just select the 2, it's there, so we can just click on that now. Basically what slice does is it acts as a cookie cutter sort of function, so it will now cut out that circle from our dough, which is our spiders. So that should be done. If we just pull that to one side, now we've got the original piece of the black spiders, and then we've got our other little circle that we use. And I'm going to keep that circle on the project so that if you need to use that to make your own, you can. I'm going to delete the black one though. So next we're going to do exactly the same thing with the larger circle, which represents our lollipop. So if we, oopsie, now do you see how that's made these spiders come to the front of the canvas again? We don't want that. Click on it and just go to arrange and send it to the back. Now grab your circle again, and you're going to have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery with this one. What we need to do is duplicate it, and then we're going to pop it up the top here, and we want to select both of those circles. So if we just click on them, and then we want to align them to the left again, so they're both in line with one another. Let's group that, and then we're happy with the placement of those. because again, of course, we want to slice that out. If I were to now select all of that, slice isn't going to be available because even though they're grouped, these two circles are actually separate layers. On the right hand side here, you can see there are two results for those. So if we just click off there, if I just select that group and then I'm going to weld them first, they are there now as a welded entity, and you can see that has changed on the layers panel. It's made them into two dots in one line. So now what we can do is select our spiders and our lines. We know that they're aligned because we did that in the align left here. Slice has now become available because it's only two layers that are selected. So we've got the spider layer and that layer just there. Let's slice that out. That was a bit quicker that time. So if we move those, I'm going to leave those on there as well so you can use those, and then we move that out and we can delete the black one, and there is the hole for our lollipop to go through. If I just zoom back down to that, so now what we can do is just hide these. Let's hide those as well. I always just select them so that I can see which ones I'm hiding. I've got 3 different lollipop holders on this project. So what I'm going to do now is just hide the bat, and I'm going to hide the pumpkin, and I'm just going to cut out one of these just to check that it works. Let's click on Make It. Then he's on the screen exactly how I'd expect him to be. It's just come out as one mat on a basic cut, which is perfect. Let's go through to continue. It's going to search for my machine. Let's choose medium cardstock because that's what I'm going to make him from. Now I just need to get my mat ready and cut that out. So let's do that in the next step. I'm just going to use a piece of scrap paper out of my scrappy box then. So I've just got a light grip mat here today. Let's just pop that down, and then I'm going to just bray that. Make sure that it's nicely adhered to the mat. I'm just going to pop that in and give it a quick cut out. Okay, that cut is done. It was pretty quick. Let's just flip the mat over and just remove this spider from the mat. There was a piece of masking tape on there from a previous cut. Didn't notice that. Okay, let's just remove him carefully, making sure we don't pull any of his legs off. There we are. I'm going to have to just take that little piece of masking tape off the back there. So we've got those 2 holes that have cut out, and then he's got the hole in the middle. There's his eyes. Let's just weed those away. You don't really need any tools for weeding this sort of thing. You can just pick them out with your fingers. Now if you wanted to, you could have put a score line across there, but to be honest, it's a bit of a pointless exercise because you can just fold it over in the centre like that. So now that is our lollipop holder. Let's get a lollipop. Here's one that I have just on hand. So you can pop your lollipop through the hole in the centre there, and then that will sit in there. And then there is your spider folded over, and now we've got to just pop that into place how we want it to be. And you can either use a piece of double-sided tape just on the inside here, or you can glue it. I think I'm just going to glue it today, because I don't really need to give it to anybody today. But what I'm going to do is just pop a tiny blob of glue just there on his top of his head. I'm just going to line up his little feelers on the top there. I might even just get one of my quilting clips and just hold that in place for a few moments until that's done. And there is our lollipop holder. So that is how you make your own. I'm going to leave this spider on the project on Cricut Design Space, so feel free to use anything that you see on there. The holes and things are still on there. I might actually go back into the project now and just add some guides to it so you know what each of the holes is for. If you have any questions or any problems or anything like that, don't forget to post them down below in my comment section, and I will come back to you with the answers as soon as I can. I hope you've enjoyed this and that you will think about making some of these for your Halloween party this year. or you could make them and give them out as treats for your trick-or-treaters on Halloween night. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'd love to see you again for another one, so maybe consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you soon for another video. Thanks for watching. Bye!